Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, let's kick things off with a question for, well, anyone leading a sales team, hiring for sales, or setting strategy at the executive level. What if that tool we always linked with sales success? The phone, what if it's actually maybe holding your team back now?
Yeah, it sounds provocative, but we're seeing real signs. We want to cut through the noise today and show you why those traditional phone calls, they're kind of becoming a relic. And more importantly, what the really forward-thinking leaders are doing instead to drive sales success.
Exactly. It feels like more than just a small shift, right? It's almost like buyer behavior has fundamentally changed.
Oh, absolutely. It's a huge change. And the evidence, well, we're going to unpack some of that today. It really urges a rethink of the old sales playbook.
So that's our mission for this deep dive. We're looking at a really insightful piece from the sales experts. It's called The End of an Era, Rethinking Telephone Communication in Business. And we want to pull out the key insights for you, our listener, so you get a clear picture of how sales engagement has changed and, what that means for the bottom line.
Yeah, and by the end of this, you should have, let's say, 2 or 3 really actionable takeaways, things you can actually use to reevaluate how you communicate, equip your teams better, and really connect with today's buyers, to keep that sales success going.
Okay, let's dive in. Think about that classic image of a sales floor, maybe from movies or even older offices. Buzzing, right? Phones ringing constantly, that sound of cold calls happening everywhere.
Yeah, sound of business, supposedly.
Right, but the picture the sales experts paints today, it's silent. It's a really stark contrast.
It really is. The article describes sales departments that used to buzz, and now they're quiet. It argues the traditional cold call hasn't just declined. It's almost become taboo.
Taboo. That's a strong word.
It is, but it captures how quickly this has shifted. It wasn't a slow fade. It feels more like a rapid change.
And taboo, that probably resonates with a lot of sales leaders and maybe hiring managers listening. We've all felt that hesitation before making a cold call, haven't we? Wondering if it'll even work.
We have. And if we feel that, imagine the buyer on the other end.
Exactly. So why is the phone call seen more like a disadvantage now? The article suggests it's viewed as an intrusion, not an opportunity.
That's the core of it. Think about your own day. An unexpected call comes in. What's your first reaction? Is it excitement?
Honestly, no. It's usually, oh, who's this? And what part of my workflow is this interrupting now? It kind of throws you off track.
Right, that mental switch cost. The article points out that buyers today are massive multitaskers. We're all juggling tabs, apps, different channels constantly. A phone call demands your full immediate attention, synchronous attention. That's a really scarce resource these days, and frankly, often pretty unwelcome.
Yeah, you're already processing so much information. Your cognitive load is high. A sudden demand for a verbal conversation, it's disruptive.
Definitely detrimental to productivity sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's not just a feeling. Look at the physical tools. The article mentions the vanishing desk landline. That's a pretty clear sign, isn't it?
It really is. That landline used to be standard equipment now. You barely see them. It underlines this whole trend away from traditional voice calls.
Absolutely. It's more than just outdated tech. It's symbolic of that old way of communicating. Its decline shows this is a fundamental strategic shift in how businesses connect and operate.
Okay, so if the phone call is fading out, what's filling that space? The Sales Experts article says chatting in business means something totally different now.
Yeah, definitely not hopping on a call for a quick chat. Today, chatting usually means asynchronous text messages.
Asynchronous meaning?
Meaning you send it, they read it, and respond when they can. Not in real time. It gives the buyer immense control and flexibility. They fit it into their schedule. Huge difference from the immediate demand of a call.
That makes total sense for today's buyer. Efficiency, control, respecting their time. Now, the article also mentions something really interesting for sales leaders. Salespeople adopting a marketer's mindset. What does that actually look like?
That's a really key strategic point. It means salespeople are using things like influencer marketing, smart social media engagement, maybe user-generated content. They're using these channels to warm up leads, build some rapport, establish credibility before even thinking about a phone call, if a call happens at all.
So it's less direct assault, more digital courtship.
Kind of, yeah. You're building interest and trust first, more organically, like a good marketing campaign does, creating an environment where the buyer wants to engage.
And this even shows up on company websites, right? Less focus on phone numbers.
Exactly. You see more contact forms, chatbots, options for DMs. It signals that digital asynchronous is the preferred first step. The piece even notes that in some industries, sales might happen entirely through messaging or face-to-face meetings, skipping the phone altogether. That really shows how deep this shift goes for sales success.
Wow, an entire sales cycle without a phone call. That really highlights the need for leaders to adapt strategies, but also, retrain their teams. That's a significant investment.
It is. And for executives, it means rethinking where the budget goes, investing in the right digital engagement tools, social selling training, analytics.
Yeah.
It's not optional anymore. It's essential for staying competitive.
Okay, so we see the old way declining, the new way rising, but the sales experts go further. They say the future of sales engagement, platform-based, visual, nonverbal, it's not coming, it's here.
Right. It's the current reality. Brands are moving away from relying on person-to-person calls. They're using influencer messaging, social selling, really rich digital content instead.
So instead of me telling you about features over the phone, you might watch a slick video, read real customer reviews, or play around with an online demo.
Precisely. You consume the information visually, often, and importantly, on your own time. Self-directed. Gives the buyer control, fits their multitasking life. It's information on their terms.
The article uses that analogy. Just like the postal service, the telephone has become a relic for many. That really lands, doesn't it?
It does. It suggests that not having the phone call doesn't break the process. Sometimes it actually streamlines it, makes it more efficient.
It feels like evolution, not disruption.
And the killer line related to that is, increasingly, when the phone rings, nobody answers.
Yep.
Not because they're not there, but because they don't want to engage in that way anymore.
Wow. Okay, that's a big takeaway. It's not avoidance of the person, it's avoidance of the method.
Exactly. It's a conscious choice about communication preference. Adapt or, well, get left behind.
So if efficiency and digital are king, are we losing something important? That human element?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And the article does touch on this in its final thought. It acknowledges that, yeah, maybe there's an intimacy, a spontaneity, a human warmth in a phone call that messaging can't quite replicate.
Right. You can hear tone, build rapport quickly. I imagine some listeners thinking, wait, if we lose all that, don't we just become transactional? How do the best companies mix efficiency with that human touch now? It can't be all or nothing.
Absolutely not. And that's the strategic challenge. While efficiency might win for the first contact, smart companies know that human connection, used strategically, is a huge differentiator. It means rethinking the phone call's role. It's not for cold outreach anymore. It's for warm, qualified engagement. Maybe deep discovery, complex problem solving, or closing those really important deals.
So it becomes a high-value event, something the buyer's ready for.
Exactly. And leading teams are integrating other personal touches, earlier personalized video messages, maybe quick virtual coffees via video call after some digital chat, even targeted voice notes. Things that feel personal without the pressure of a live call.
Okay, so it's not about ditching the phone, but elevating it, using it deliberately within a broader strategy. That reframing feels important.
It's crucial. The practical reality is that efficiency often drives initial interactions now. But the article nails it with this quote: "As the tools we use evolve, the way we sell and connect must evolve too."
That's not a suggestion, that's a mandate, really.
It's a strategic imperative for survival and growth. You can't cling to old ways.
Okay, powerful stuff. Let's try and nail down the key takeaways for our listeners, those sales leaders, hiring managers, execs trying to navigate this.
All right. So first, big insight from the sales experts piece. You have to strategically accept that the phone call as the main sales tool. That era is basically over. It's about recognizing the buyer's high cost of attention and respecting their preference for asynchronous contact.
Right. Second, you need to really embrace digital and asynchronous communication. Make it the standard. That means investing in the right platforms, visual content, and getting that marketer's mindset into your sales team. Meet buyers where they are.
Yeah. Provide value first. And finally, adapting your whole sales process to how modern buyers actually behave, their need for speed, their multitasking, how they gather info that's not just tweaking things, it's core strategy now. Then layer in human connection smartly.
These are definitely actionable points. And if you want to go deeper, really equip your teams, we definitely recommend checking out the salesexperts.com. They've got great resources, articles like How to Build a High-Performing Sales Team, 6 Steps to Consistently Hit Sales Targets, and info on their Rainmaker Sales Mastery Program 2.0. Lots there to help drive sales success.
Good stuff. Maybe a final thought to leave everyone with as we wrap up. In this new world of super efficient digital selling, How will you strategically weave back in that vital human connection? How will you use it to make your team stand out, build real relationships, and lock in that long-term sales success?
That's a great question to mull over, something to really think about after this deep dive. Thanks for joining us today. We'll be back next time to explore another crucial topic.